Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Today we're going to talk about an interesting subject is will XRP flip Ethereum again leading up to SWELL? I'm pretty sure the SWELL pump is completely underway now, and we actually got a 1.5 cent pump yesterday night from Korea. If you looked at Fiat Leak or just checked Upbit's rankings, shooting up the rankings from like 25 to 12 in like 10 minutes, you know that Korea was abnormally large within that period of run-up. So Asia is starting to pump XRP again. And we know that Asia was the catalyst for 2017, and it was the catalyst for the May pump. I didn't actually check the charts last year pre-swell, but I'm going to guess Korea probably had a lot to do with that as well. Now, the run-up isn't nearly as severe as 2017 because I think it just takes a lot more money now to actually run XRP up. People are more, there's more investment vehicles to actually control the price once it starts running up. You know, there's futures markets, there's derivative markets and things like that. Stuff that didn't really exist in 2017. Now, those markets for XRP aren't as big and mature as Bitcoin, but they do exist, and they will control the price somewhat. Now, XRP and Ethereum are roughly 6.3 or $6.4 billion away in market cap. Now, just about a month ago, they were about $10 billion away in market cap. So we've closed the 1/3 of the gap, and it's taken a little more than a month. So for XRP to flip Ethereum, what needs to happen is that the pace of XRP price acceleration needs to increase. Now, it's taken us basically a month to get from 23.5 cents to about 29.5 cents, so 6 cents over the course of a month. So we actually need to get above 40 cents to actually flip Ethereum. The exact price to flip Ethereum, we can actually just calculate because what's 19 divided by 4.3? You need about 44.2 cents to actually flip Ethereum. That's basically suggesting that the price of both the circulating supply of both Ethereum and XRP actually stays stable. If they release a couple 100 million more XRP, you probably need like 44 cents. So we're looking at a price of about 44 cents before swell or directly after swell to actually flip Ethereum. Is it possible? Yes, I believe it's possible. My real prediction from several weeks ago was 40 to 50 cents in terms of XRP price because of the pre-swell pump, because this generally happens every year. Even if you look at 2017, it wasn't a huge pump that basically every single alt got at the end of the year, but it was actually in 2017, the pre-swell pump actually did shoot up XRP about 40%. Now we're already about almost 30% up. 35% up in terms of XRP price from about a month ago. And that's where they kind of targeted all the press in the month and a half right before swell. And that was a pretty brilliant idea, honestly, because people are excited for swell. Plus that extra injection of news really makes the FOMO go up. Now, do I think it will hold? Do I actually think it will actually hold flipping Ethereum after swell? I personally don't think it'll hold it that long, and there's two reasons. One is because generally after swell, there's a pretty big drop-off. Last year, the drop-off didn't really happen until the new year because there was a lot of hype about the 589 thing and a bunch of other theories like it going to $50 in one night. And I think people were sort of still new last year, and they actually got suckered into that, and they actually believed in that stuff. I think a lot of people have already been through that, and they're not going to be nearly as naive this year to actually believe like it's going to all of a sudden jump to like hundreds of dollars. So I don't think that kind of hype will actually work. Plus, a lot of people got screwed by those things because before certain dates that things were projected to happen, XRP price actually dropped by like 5 or 10 cents on like 2 of those dates. So I think people got burned by that enough to know that it's basically just like whale manipulation using the information that that YouTube actually had that were actually keeping people's hopes up for like a sudden $50 moonshot. I don't think people are actually going to fall for that this year because people have realized that that really can't happen. So they're not going to be as hesitant to sell off after the swell pump. And the post-swell dump is also pretty consistent year after year. So that's one reason why I don't think it'll hold it. I think there's a good chance it might flip Ethereum because we still got a long way to go. We still need to get from like 30 to 44 cents, which is like another almost 50% increase. So I think there's a chance it might happen. but soon after SWELL, it'll probably flip back. And the other reason why I think Ethereum would actually retake the mantle of number 2 is that Ethereum also has its own kind of FOMO coming up going into January because of Ethereum 2.0. We're still about 2 or 3 months away from that Ethereum 2.0 thing, and people might FOMO into Ethereum when we get closer to that point. Now, will either Ethereum or XRP flip Bitcoin? No, I don't think there's any chance that either of them will actually flip Bitcoin anytime soon. Unless like Bitcoin takes a dump and the FOMO power of Ethereum or XRP actually boosts it like 3 or 4x, which I don't think will actually happen. Last year during SWELL, it did XRP did like 3x in like a couple of hours, but then it just dropped down really fast in a couple of hours as well. And it wasn't during SWELL, it was like 2 weeks before SWELL. So I think there is a chance that XRP will flip Ethereum, but I don't think they'll maintain that flip. However, what that does mean is because there's that FOMO and probably eventual drop after the FOMO, there is a good chance for you to make a lot of money or improve your XRP position in swing trading. I've seen a lot of analysts. Across the web saying like long XRP before SWELL and then short it after SWELL, and I think that's the general sentiment, and I think that's actually what's going to happen. Now, I think the whales might actually take advantage of that and short XRP maybe like a week or a couple of days before SWELL to get the jump on everyone. You get the jump on everyone else because that's what whales do. If you actually remember last year, yes, the price of XRP did go up a little bit during SWELL, but not really all that much. It was basically the pump 2 weeks before SWELL, and then the price basically evened out until SWELL, where it actually went up another like 10-15% and then dropped back a little bit afterwards before going up again because of all the rumors. I don't think the rumors are going to be quite as effective this year because people are more experienced from last year, but I do think XRP can actually flip Ethereum, at least temporarily for a few weeks leading up to SWELL. I'm not saying that it will happen because there's still a really big gap, and I'm not really sure if we can bridge the 50% gap, but I'm saying there is a decent possibility that it will actually happen. It's definitely not out of the question. XRP can definitely rise to 44 cents, either like during SWELL, right before SWELL, or right after SWELL. But my guess is probably going to come back down afterwards, and that's a great chance for you to improve your position in XRP or just make some profit off this rise. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Do you think XRP will flip Ethereum at least temporarily before SWELL? Let me know in the comments. Thank you and have a nice day.